The Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA, held a tax workshop at the Region 5 RDC yesterday. More details in this report. In light of the new VAT system that was implemented on February 1, 2017, the Guyana Revenue Authority yesterday held a tax workshop at the Region 5 Regional Democratic Council's boardroom in an effort to ensure that workers have a clear understanding as to the new VAT regulations. The audience consisted of government workers, contractors, members of the RDC, and representatives from the Region 5 Ministry of Education and the Hugo Chavez Rehabilitation Center. Regional Executive Officer of Region 5, Mr. Ovid Morrison, in his opening remarks, disclosed that the idea for the workshop stemmed from a discussion between himself and the Deputy Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Govind Singh.
An idea perhaps was raised in a discussion between myself and the Deputy Regional Executive Officer, and we collectively decided that with the new VAT system that is to be implemented or had been implemented from February 1st, but we had our discussion before its implementation date, that we should make sure that our people get a clear understanding, both the government workers who would have to interact with the system and the citizens via contractors or business persons that have to comply with the regulation, that we ensure that they have a working understanding as to how they are expected to fulfill the requirement of the VAT regulation.
Tax specialist attached to the Guyana Revenue Authority, Ms. Pauline Joseph, in her presentation, listed the various tax amendments that have been made.
The income tax rate was increased from $660,000 to $720,000. Last year, it was $660,000. Now for this year, it has been increased to $720,000. So when you're submitting your income tax returns, which would be income 2016, it will be year of assessment 2017. So this new rates will be income 2017, which you will have to submit for the year of assessment 2018. Then you will have the 2% on all of the gross payments, which is dispersed by contractors, which are over $500,000. There's a fine, a penalty for not keeping proper books and records. This is for the self-employed persons. We call it contractor self-employed persons, right? There's a fine. It was increased from $100 to $200,000, or 5%, whichever is the greater amount. Or the failing to prepare proper books and records, the fine is also $200,000 or 6 months imprisonment.
She further elaborated.
They have two tax rates. One is $60,000 and 1/3 of the salary, whichever one is the greater. Once the salary is over $180,000, you have to use 1/3 to find the threshold. If it's under $180,000, you use the $60,000 per month to find the threshold. When you're using the $60,000 per month, the tax rate will be 28%. Last year we were using 30%. Now it has been decreased to reduced, as a matter of fact, to 28%. When you're using the 1/3 to find your threshold, you use the first $120,000 at 28%, and the remainder will be taxed at 40%. There's a VAT fraction now, which is 7/57. If you go into the store and see that all prices here are VAT inclusive, and you want to know how much is the cost of the item of VAT, you have to use the VAT fraction, which is 7/57, where you multiply 7 by the cost of the item, and you divide the answer by 57. and you will know the cost of the VAT that was charged on the item.
Mr. Rupnarayan Ramkishun, who also serves in the capacity of tax specialist at the Guyana Revenue Authority, confined his remarks to taxation measures on contractual work in the region.
There's a relationship between a contractor and a contractee. The contractee must deduct the tax and remit it to GRA. There is a time span within which they can remit it the next month or 30 days after the tax is deducted. This withholding tax is not a new tax, mind you. It is an advance tax which you will pay on your final tax. Now, this is basically for these contractors there. It means that if the region is going to withhold, let us say, $10,000 from the payment, they're going to send that $10,000 to GRA. Now remember, you're obligated to send in or to pay quarterly tax. But it's like a box hand you're throwing there. So let us say you every month, every quarter you pay 10,000 each, so that's $40,000. And at the end of the year, when you do your final tax computation, it says you have to pay $50,000. So you will just have to pay the difference between the advance tax and your final compute tax, which is just $10,000.
The officials also touched on a number of other areas, including the process of completing individual income tax return forms. Sasha Ramsaran reporting for Channel 8 News.